Hey, it's Matt from Tradesman Digital Marketing. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 5 things I hate about Google Ads and go over the things I wish were kind of changed or gotten rid of or, removed from Google Ads. So to start it off, I've got a list here. The very first thing I really dislike about Google Ads is the search and display network partners, search networks or whatever you call them. You find them up in the actual editing settings here. We come over here to networks. These are the actual search networks and display networks, and this is essentially Google advertising on its partner networks and showing your ad there. This being said, they generally produce absolutely horrible results. The search network you can get away with. Sometimes it does produce good results, sometimes it doesn't. You really have to test the data there. But display networks, there's really no use for this whatsoever. You should build out your own display network campaign, and I have nothing against display network campaigns. They can work fantastic, especially if they're set up correctly. But that being said, why would you want that inside of a search network or a search campaign? Like segment it out, build out its own display campaign. Like it makes absolutely no sense, and you're going to waste a lot of money using it. So those are 2 things right off the bat I absolutely hate about Google Ads. These things generally work terribly. This in particular, display network, is absolutely terrible. Please don't use this. Search network, if you need more traffic, sometimes it performs right around the same, sometimes it performs worse. But generally, we use this if we need more search traffic, but generally, we try and stay away from it. It's not good. And another thing I just really don't like about Google Ads. Number 2, auto apply recommended settings. Now, Google Ads is good at recommending a lot of things. That being said, I don't trust Google auto applying every single one of its recommendations because Google wants to spend as much money as possible and get you as many clicks and conversions as possible. These 2 things can burn a lot of money, and generally it's going to, add broad match, it's going to add, or reduce the amount of negatives you have. Up your budget. I don't want to be auto applying anything from Google Ads. I want to make the decision. And if you go into your account and things are changed, you're like, oh my God, I didn't add broad match. And you're all confused about this. It's like, yeah, Google actually has a feature that auto applies everything. So I recommend turning that off. I have a video on that. But it's one of the things I really don't like about Google Ads. I don't know why anyone would be using auto apply unless maybe you've wanted nothing to do with your account. But if you want nothing to do with your account, why are you running Google Ads? It needs management. Don't be using Google's auto apply feature. I really, really dislike it, and stay far away from it. Number 3, broad match. Now, broad match can be used very effectively in e-commerce, and generally it's the golden standard. But in service-based businesses, it's absolutely terrible. It's going to target way too much. It's going to go over and just find keywords from anywhere, and you're going to get, 1, very low conversion rates, and 2, you're going to burn a lot of money. And even 3, you're going to get leads that really aren't that good because broad match is going to find any keyword that converts. And the issue with that is a lead is not always a lead. Like a sale is a sale in e-commerce, but a lead is not always a lead. And a lead is much different if you look at the individual keywords. So if you have HVAC, DIY, or HVAC companies hiring near me, and you get a lead from that, Google's like, oh my God, I got a lead. But to you, it's like, I got a terrible quality lead. I don't want to pay for that. But Google's going to optimize for that, especially if you're using automated bidding strategy, and go, just keep getting more of that. Like we're doing wonderful. And generally, your campaign is just going to have a really rough go of it. And we stay far, far away from broad match and service-based business. I really don't like it for almost anything inside of a service-based business account. We stay far away from it. It's one of the things I don't like about Google Ads. But that being said, you can still use it very effectively for e-commerce. Number 4, Google's attempt to make everything easy and removing features. So we used to have a thing called broad match modified, which was a wonderful keyword. I really liked it, and Google removed it because, for the sake of simplicity, we have to remove everything. And it's essentially removing a lot of features and trying to make the Google Ads account and system easier for everyone to use. I understand why they're doing it, but they're getting rid of a lot of features that I think could still be used effectively, especially for certain campaigns. And I really don't like them condensing everything. I understand trying to condense to a certain extent, but if you over condense everything, now you lose control. And I don't like having a super limited amount of control. And yeah, it's just one of those things I really don't like about Google Ads. Just trying to make everything super easy, like their smart campaigns and stuff that just generally don't produce good results. Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about Google Ads. Number 5, negative keyword types compared to positive keywords. So this really gets me because positive keyword types versus negative keyword types are very different. Like if you have broad match in the positive form, it can target literally anything, like as you see here. But if you have it in the negative form, it is very limited compared to its broad match positive form counterpart. Uh, and Google has essentially never updated these since like the very beginning. And even in negatives, when you use exact match, an exact match in a negative form is still exact match, which is really weird because the new form of exact match is very lenient, and you can get anything that's kind of close to that exact match to pop up. And as long as it still has the same meaning as Google deems, it's going to pop up. But in the negative form of that, if it has an S or anything like that, you're still your ad might still show because Google is exact match for that. So yeah, it's one of the things that gets me, and it's overcomplicating the system there, I think, with Google. And I think it's Google's attempt to still try and get enough search impressions for you. They don't want to get rid of all your search impressions if you're using broad match or whatever you are doing in the account. But that's one of the things I don't like about Google Ads. I think those things should be the exact same, just make it easy for everyone to understand. That being said, those are the 5 things I really hate about Google Ads. I don't really hate them, I just dislike them. They could be changed, made better. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them down in the comments section down below. Let me know what you guys dislike about Google Ads. I'd be interested to hear it. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day and take care.